Welcome to the first meeting of the Star Valley Young Civic Leaders. Thank you all for coming here. Now, I'd like to introduce our guest tonight. This is Marti Halverson, and I first met her at the Lincoln County Fair. She was in the Republican Party booth, and she was handing out brochures encouraging anyone who would listen to get involved in our local government vote. Marti Halverson was elected in 2012 to represent District 22 in the Wyoming House of Representatives, and she continued to represent our area until 2019. She has represented Wyoming at several Republican national conventions and continues to be an active force within the Lincoln County Republican Party Central Committee. She was a board member for several years in several community organizations. She is also a committee member and a senior counselor for Wyoming's Girls State, and she has been taking Star Valley Juniors to Girls State for more than 10 years. She is passionate about getting young people involved in the process of democracy, and we're very grateful that she made the time to meet with us tonight. Please join me in welcoming Marti Halverson.
Thank you, Ashton. Ashton, I want to thank you so much for inviting me here. I didn't know this group existed. I am thrilled that this group exists. Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it down to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on to them to do the same. Civics and politics, there's really not much difference. You will find that once you learn your civics, you're going to be sucked in to politics. You can't help it. If you learn your civics, you're going to say, I need to take part in my local politics. But we are the government. Where does all government power come from? The people. The consent of the governed. So there's a very famous quote by Plato. Does everyone know who Plato was? Greek philosopher, right? Those who do not involve themselves in politics are doomed to be governed by their inferiors. So this is why you are compelled to involve yourself at every level. So now is the time to start following your electeds. The legislature went into session on January 10th. They are obliged by the Constitution to meet for 60 days in 2 years. Has anyone heard of any bills that are coming up before the legislature that they're talking about or you've heard your parents talk about? There are at least 6 bills in the legislature right now designed to relieve our property tax burden. Our legislators right now are dealing with property tax relief bills. Some of them are one of them is to limit the increase your property value can increase from year to year. Senator Dan Dockstetter has a bill that says if you are elderly and infirm and on a fixed income, that your property taxes are going to be forgiven. What do you suppose the opposition to those bills are? So it's a balancing act. No one is talking about doing with less. Who's the mayor of your town? Who are our Lincoln County commissioners? Who do you know on the school board? Who's on the school board? You need to know these people. You don't need to memorize them, but you need to know where to look them up. If you wanted to look up all the members of the school board, where would you go? But it's repeated attendance at town council meetings. You'll begin to see a theme. You'll begin to see that things come back every month, that the same issues arise every month, whether it's water, whether it's sewer, whether it's maintenance, snow plowing. These are the people that run the area where you live. Anything with district after its name gets your family's tax dollars. Go to a meeting. So I brought a copy. This is last week's Star Valley Independent. What do we have here? We have Lincoln County School District Number 2 School Board Meeting Minutes. Read them. See what's being discussed at your school board. If it can't get to a meeting, public notices. Be the person that reads the public notices. This is how you get involved. You are the government. These people only exist with your consent. You can register to vote now. Your registration won't kick in until the day you turn 18, but you don't have to wait until the day you turn 18. There are interim opportunities in our state legislature. You have to be 16 and recommended by one of your representatives, which is either Andrew Byron, Lane Allred, or Dan Dockstetter. What can 16-year-olds do in our elections? You can be an election judge. We passed the law that says, okay, you can't vote, but you can serve at the polls. Yet, I want you to go to the Wyoming Republican Party website, and I want you to go to the Democrat Party website, and I want you to look at platforms. These are the documents on which political parties stand. So take a stand. Pick your party. Green Party, Libertarian, Constitution, Republican, Democrat, the American Socialist Party. If that's your thing, join. Take a stand is all I'm saying. Know what your core values are. And your core values will dictate your party affiliation. But now is the time to start thinking about your core values. Stand for something. Think about it and stand for something.